Hi, welcome to the day 6 vlog and what is the last hour of Rare Disease Day. Happy Rare Disease Day. Thanks a lot to everyone who has been following and sharing the live blog and my Instagram posts and Twitter feeds. It's much appreciated. And thank you to Rare Disease Report who wrote about our story today. This could not have been a more appropriate day to have Rare Disease Day because, in truth, facing rare disease is all about choices. The choices we have to make for our kids or for ourselves, treatments, how to best help our kids in terms of education and eating and medications, but really choices about how to lead our life once we're faced with rare disease. And today, we really had several choices about what to do with our day. Being Rare Disease Day, I really wanted to be involved in rare disease events today, but that would have been, slogging Case along to some event after a week of being in and out of the hospital, and that wouldn't have been fun for him, and so that just wasn't a good option. Part of me felt a little guilty because I thought, we have several days off. Should we have just flown home to, spend time with my two other kids and for Case to be at home versus spending time here? Would that have been a better decision to make? But in reality, it's so hard for Case to spend so many days in and out of the hospital, and were we to try to go home, he wouldn't understand that we needed to come back. And so even though it would be wonderful to see my kids for a few days before we have to start up again next week, that wouldn't be what's best for Case in the long run. And so that's not a good option either. Another option for today was, sadly, last week we lost a boy named Cameron in our community who had Hunter syndrome. He was 13, and his memorial was today. And they live in the area, not too far away. And so I would have loved to have gone to see his family and show our support for them, because that's really what a lot of our rare disease communities are like. We're like a family, and to lose someone is very, very hard, and you want to be there for your friends. But I know, Case doesn't understand that either. He doesn't even understand he has a disease, much less understanding mourning or trying to support our community. And so while that's something I really wanted to do and show our support, I knew that wasn't good for him either. We got through yesterday afternoon, after the morning's procedures, and we had infusion in the afternoon. He was not really happy. And we got through that by constantly talking about the fact that we were going to be able to go swimming today. And we had to do that in order to keep him calm and not getting more and more upset. So, that was the choice we had to make for today, is he needed to go swimming. And that's what we had promised. So we had to kill time for the aquatic center to open that's nearby here that has a great warm water therapy pool. So we went to one of our favorite places, Foster's Market, and Case got cinnamon vanilla French toast. And he decided to call it cake, because I will tell you, it about tastes as good as cake. And so he had his cake at Foster's Market, and we've gone there a lot, so it's really neat to go to places that really have become part of our routine and part of our home here. So when we were finished with that, we went to the Pullen Aquatic Center in Pullen Park in Raleigh to use their warm water therapy pool. And it's such a great pool for him and for a lot of our kids because they do not like the cold water. And it seems to really not feel good on their joints. And the cold air is the same way. I was talking about his hands the other day, but he likes to push and pull in and out of the zero entry, so pushing and pulling himself and me, and so he loves that. And we also use the pool to do certain types of therapy with him. And part of me just said, I really want to just have fun and relax and have a day of just no, here's what you need to do. But while we were there, we don't get access to a pool like that very much. I really needed to work on some of the things he needs to work on. So again, that's just a choice you have to make. I have to push him because the behaviors impede him wanting to do certain things. So sometimes you have to do your best and use the opportunities you have. So last year we went to that same pool, and he worked on using a kickboard to kick himself across the pool with help. But I've seen a lot of these boys have problems with like sustained muscle motion. They go in bursts, they're very quick. But doing something for a long period of time is very hard for them, and that could be because of attention or just their muscles just cannot continue for a long period of time at something. So recently, he had started learning to swim, which is amazing. I mean, it's truly amazing for a severely affected Hunter syndrome boy like Case to learn to swim. But the problem is that he's still very, quick and doesn't have full safety awareness. And so I have a lot of fear with him around a pool. And a lot of that dates back to a few months before he entered the trial. We were near a pool at an NPS conference, actually. And he was sitting near me and he seemed totally fine. And all of a sudden he took off. And like a lot of these boys, if you chase them, they just go faster. And he was fast. And I tried to catch him, and he took a right turn, and I could see where he was going. He was going for this in-ground hot tub that thankfully was very large. But he just kept going and sailed out. He didn't jump. He just sailed out over the hot tub and went straight in. And I jumped in after him, and he took in a lung full of water, but it's just scary what these boys are willing to do and risk sometimes. And so it's been a huge effort of mine to do the best I could to try to keep him safe in the water. And one of those efforts is to try to help him learn to swim. So today we had him in the pool and trying to get him to swim the length of the pool, which is 25 meters, which is truly amazing. And I was also trying to get it on videotape. And what's funny is, this goes to really the sense of not judging other people's situations when you see them, because I'm sure to anyone who was looking, I looked like a mom who was trying to force my kid to swim the length of the pool and get it on videotape. I'm sure that's what it looked like. But it was so much more than that. I needed him to push at something, because of the attention and the question about sustained muscle motion. He won't do it if he doesn't have to. And we always have to be in a pool that he can't touch the bottom because he cannot keep himself from doing that. And Case is so motivated by visual, as are most hunter boys, by visual images like pictures and videos, that if I could get it on video for him to have on his iPad, he would watch it over and over and over again. So we really pushed him, and he wasn't very happy with me. But he wasn't last year when we worked on it either. But in the end, he did it. And, I cried all the way back to the therapy pool I mean, it was one of the most amazing things um, that he's ever done. And now we get to show him and let him see and let him realize. And we were walking back, and he said, "I did it, Mommy. I did it." And later he said, "Thank you for taking me to the path." He called the flat plains the path. Um, so yeah, that was just an amazing, amazing thing of today. So in order to get him to do that, though, we had to have a number of reward strategies, and that's how this whole week has been. We brought little rewards in the suitcase. You know, spent money on things that we had to get. It ranged from Minecraft toys to Post-its and highlighters and popsicles and a whistle and something he needed anyway, but we used as a reward were new basketball shoes. And so after swimming the lap and drying off, we went in search of a whistle and basketball shoes. He plays in the upcoming Tennessee Special Olympics basketball tournament in the next few weeks. And so we knew we needed new shoes anyway. So we went to look for those, and he was so excited. So it's our choices, because how hard do you push them? And kids that are facing this disease, we have to push them to stay on their feet as long as possible, to keep as many skills, whether it's through speech therapy or any kinds of therapies, for as long as possible, because that's good for them in the end. But it's a hard choice, because you want to just sit and love them and enjoy them every second of the day, because you don't know how long you have them. But that's just a lesson, I guess, on Rare Disease Day more appropriately than any other day, about the choices that we have to make as parents. So thank you to all our friends who wore jeans today. Thank you again for sharing the vlog and the rest of the vlog entries, and we'll see you again tomorrow.